Hello, York County Democratic Party.
From upstairs at the Mercantile in downtown Rock Hill, where we are awaiting the campaign launch for Evangeline Hundley's run for the U.S. House in District 5 in South Carolina. This is the York County Democratic Party YouTube show and podcast. Which way am I getting pushed off here? We call it YCDP TV.
So we have, and thank you for doing the pronunciation. I do appreciate that. Matt Villar-DeBeau is our two-time Democratic candidate for State House 26 in Fort Mill. Matt is passionate and advocate for our democratic values, who also always answers the call to serve. He is here today to support our next Congresswoman. I'm gonna say that again. He is here to support our next Congresswoman, Evangeline Hundley. And she brings an end to the Ralph Norman reign of terror. There you go, Matt.
Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? Thank you so much for coming out tonight to support Evangeline and support bringing real change to our state. Y'all, Evangeline did this 2 years ago, and Ralph was able to just sit back and, not spend any money, not do any debates, and not do much of anything. And she put it to him. She had a close race against him. And she is gonna finally unseat this guy from this position. So real quick, I want to tell a story. So I always love sharing with people what brought me to politics, how I got involved in doing this. So one of the reasons is I'm a recent mover to this area. I've been here since 2017. One of the first major stories I read in the news was about this guy who was a local congressman that had a meeting with a group of moms for Moms Demand Action gun advocates at the Rock Hill Diner. This jackass pulled out a gun and set it on the table in front of these women whose lives have been impacted by gun violence. They've lost family members to gun violence.
Yes.
And that is the level of disdain, disrespect, and those are his constituents. Your constituents aren't just the people that voted for you. It's everybody in this room are Ralph Norman constituents, whether we like it or not, and I know we don't. But that isn't how you treat people. There's a better way, there's a higher level at which we can perform these public service duties that we have been called on to perform. And Ralph Norman has failed consistently, time and time again in that aspect. He supported martial law, couldn't even spell it right, but supported martial law during the insurrection, has been the root cause of the Freedom Caucus here in South Carolina. He is one of the wealthiest men in the state, and he has used that money to fund such organizations as Mom for Liberty and what's the other one? Republican Women Rising is this new one that's coming out now. So Ralph is the poison. Evangeline is the antidote. So what I want y'all to do is to get out there on social, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, get those folks invested in Evangeline Hundley, because we need to send somebody from this state to Washington, D.C. to represent our values. This district was held by John Spratt for decades, a Democrat who loved all the people of his district. And Evangeline is going to bring that back, and we need to make sure that happens. So I need everybody in this room, if you got $20, donate that $20 to Evangeline. If everybody in the room donates $20, she's walking out of here a couple $100 richer tonight. It costs money to run for office. These are all facts. She needs this money to power the machine, and that machine feeds on money. So do what you can, guys. Support Evangeline. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, get on social media. Whatever you're comfortable with. She's going to need help knocking doors, making calls, sending out texts, And we're going to need everybody here today to step up and encourage 3 people in your life to step up also. Yes. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, everybody. It is awesome to see this turnout. This is such a blessing that we're all able to come here together in this building. Thank you to Brittany and the Mercantile and Evangeline. Thank you so much for letting me come up here today and talk about you and have this mic time. Y'all have a great evening, and Evangeline Hundley for Congress, right? Congresswoman.
Matt for State Senate, no, State House. Yes. Thank you so much. Next, Senate. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. What a wonderful crowd. You all look wonderful, and I am so appreciative of both your donations, your participation, and your support. These are diehards in here. we were together from the beginning, and we're going to be together all the way through. There are new faces as well. I want to thank you for showing up and coming, because it's going to take all of us. I couldn't have asked for a better intro or a better person to do it than Matt. Thank you. He's everywhere, guys, and we need him. We need him. One of the main things that he said that I so love and appreciate, when you're an elected official, no matter how you got there, your job is to represent the people you were sent there to represent. And it does not mean a narrow group of people. It's the entire state. So I look forward to representing people who don't even know that they need me, but definitely do. Now, the biggest thing I hear when I'm out on the campaign trail is, take it to Ralph. We can't stand him. We don't want him. He's terrible for our state. He absolutely is. He is terrible for this state. One more thing before I beat up on him too bad, or some more rather, is John Spratt meant a lot to me as a person who grew up in the 5th District. I've had occasion to meet him on many times, and I just appreciate everything that he did for this state. He was a man of the people, never should have gotten beaten in that red wave. Whoa. And so we do owe him the greatest debt of gratitude, but I want to be even better than John Spratt. I want to get to areas that maybe he missed, that we need to get to and make a difference. Now, we all know the issues of our time. They're not just the everyday issues. We are under attack in every way that you can imagine. So it is about democracy, this election, and that's just such a word that people throw around and don't really appreciate. We've certainly not, I don't feel like, appreciated it enough that we are not protecting it like we should. There are people who are actually seem not to be for democracy anymore. But we've got to open a lot of people's eyes and get them out, because I am truly afraid, which is why I did this again, that if we don't win this time, we might not be voting anymore. And so we got a lot to do, but we can do it, and we can do it together. I am so happy to have here today representation from 5 of the 10 counties that I will represent. And when I call your name, I want you to stand up for the counties that are here today. I have representation from York County. This is where we are right now. Thank you. I have representation from Lancaster County. I have representation from Chester County. They're our neighbors, and we love you. I have representation from Union County. Yes. Thank you. And I have representation even coming from Fairfield County. And we were so blessed to also have representation from Spartanburg County, all the way up there. And please remain standing, because this lady had a wonderful day yesterday.
Amen.
This is Ms. Angela Jeter. She won her nomination for State Senate, District 11. We need you. And so, Lancaster, would you please stand up, young lady? We have another winner here for State House. I would like for you to introduce yourself and say what district you won.
Nicole Ventura, District 45.
District 45. So let me tell you, we've got some wonderful people running, and I hope I didn't miss anybody else that's won their nominations. Okay, I think there are people also in here who are going to be delegates for us at this year's big convention. So would you like to stand so we can give you a round of applause for representing? You're on a roll tonight.
I'm winning this year.
Thank you. But guys, the issues of our time: democracy, number one.
Yeah.
Saving Medicare, real Medicare, or recapturing it from the thing they call Medicare Advantage, which is not an advantage at all. And so I want to talk a lot about that during this campaign. And I'll be doing it with a very good friend of mine, Dr. David Keeley, who is the president of Healthcare for All, South Carolina. Yes, please give him a round of applause. He is working hard every day, and we're going to team up together to get the word out and teach people so they know better. Saving Social Security. Yes. Our money. Yes. We have a right to get it. That is on the chopping block. Okay, so those are the issues that concern us of a certain age, right? Yes. The other issues, the environment. Yes. It is so important that we invest in this environment and make sure that these beautiful young people who are here today, part of my team, that they have clean air, clean water, clean food, and a planet to live on. So we owe it to them, we owe it to ourselves. But I have to tell you, there is another big, huge issue that we are dealing with that is so close to home that it hurts. It's gun violence. I like to pretend like it doesn't exist, but we have the worst legislators on earth in this state and other states like us, when they would actually vote laws that have open carry, that, you know, put people at such risk. It's ridiculous. Our children are dying too early, unnecessarily. We got to do better. If we can't do it for ourselves, we have got to do it for them. And I have a plan for that. Not to sound like someone that I know and love, Elizabeth Warren. I've got a plan for that. I've written a Pledge for Our Life plan that I would like to introduce to all the people who are running, that pinpoints every single thing that they say 90% of Americans agree on, right? So look for that to be coming your way. Pledge for Our Lives. We've got March for Our Lives. We've got all those things that we say we want for our lives. But I say, if you really say that you want to see this, then you need to not only pledge it, but do it. Vote for it. And from the federal standpoint, you know, there are federal things that we can do. But obviously, getting these guys in these state positions is what's going to change what's going on in our state. So we got to make sure that we don't lose that Senate seat. We are one seat short in the Senate in the state of being completely red all the way through in every chamber. So we have got to make sure we get Mike Fanning elected and every Democrat that's running. So we are not just one seat. We need to be half the seats, at least, right? That's how democracy would work. That is representative of the people who live here, but we are not being represented. And that is why I'm running. I am so tired of seeing that I want us to be represented, the people who live here. Ralph Norman cannot understand what it's like to live just an everyday life. I don't begrudge anyone of success and their wealth. More power to you, I'm happy about it. However, it's one thing to have it and to be able to relate, and it's another thing to have it and not be able to relate to anything. All I can tell you is, if you want to look at the record of Ralph Norman, he votes like a privileged person. He votes like someone who can't possibly understand the cost of things. who can't possibly understand the pain that people feel in their pocketbooks, their education, their health. He can't even fathom that, because there's never been a time when he couldn't afford to just do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're gonna live because you can just do it, but your chances sure are a whole lot better, aren't they? So when I say I'm for healthcare for all, that is exactly what I mean. We are living in the wealthiest country on earth. And we are terrible by what we do for the people that we represent. So when you go to Congress or you go to the State House, you're going there to represent people, real people, not yourself. So I came from real people, as I say, which is all of us. And so I want to see us be healthier, wealthier, and wiser. But right now, we got to save our democracy or we won't be anything but in big trouble. So, on that note, guys, I want to show you something I've been working on since I didn't have a primary this time. That was nice. Thank you. I cut a few commercials that I am going to release over the campaign. And I hope you like them. I do want your opinion on them, and I want to kind of preview a couple of them for you tonight. Would you like to see them? Yeah. All right. Hello, I'm Evangeline Hundley, and I'm once again your Democratic candidate for South Carolina's 5th Congressional District. In 2022, I ran on a platform of, my vision is to see the people in South Carolina be healthier, wealthier, and wiser. Well, that hasn't changed in 2024. It will always be my vision to see the people in my state be healthier, wealthier, and wiser. I was born and raised in Newberry, South Carolina, the daughter of a barbershop owner and a high school teacher who were both born in the 1930s. So it will be another 30 plus years from their births before there would be true women's rights, civil rights, or voting rights. So I'm the child of a not too distant past where my people and women did not have basic civil or voting rights. We can agree that South Carolina has come a long way from that time, but we are nowhere near as far as we should be or could be. As a progressive Democrat who wants to see progress, I will not sit quietly by and allow this state to continue to move backwards because of bad faith actors who represent our state in Congress today. I'm running for U.S. Congress again to defeat bad leadership, to defeat backwards leadership, and to defeat Ralph Norman, who votes against you with almost every vote he takes in Congress. You need leaders in Washington who care about you, who want to represent you, the people, who they were sent there to serve and not to serve themselves. So the only question I have in 2024 is, what are you, South Carolina voters, going to do to change it? I'm asking you to vote for me so that I can vote for you. And together, let's be the change we urgently need to see. I am Evangeline Hundley, and I approve this message. Okay, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So we'll chop them up and use them and make more as we go. I have this vision of going around, all around my district, and like I said, taking pictures of where the action is, getting down into these communities, meeting as many people as I possibly can. Just got to have that fuel to keep us going, because one of the biggest blessings that I've had is that team you see behind you. When people wonder, what are the young people doing today? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're doing. They're working for me. and they're not only working, they are motivated. That's just half the team. I'm going to have each one say their name and stand up, because I am so grateful to them. They've come all the way from Fayetteville and Wilmington, and have a couple locals. I'm telling you, they are amazing, and we're going to build on that. And one more quick big announcement is we found a headquarters. And I say it like that because we have a little work to do, and it's actually right here on Oakland Street. just down the way, and therefore we'll have a great spot right across from Winthrop University, directly, like the interns can walk across the street to the headquarters. So we're fixing it up now, and hopefully we'll be in it by the end of the month, but we'll do something around that. So we'll have an official spot that people can come and be a part of, and, you know, get in this community, scare them, shake them up. Let them know we are here and here to stay. So can you guys come up, say your names? I'm going to tell you something else too. This is my first time meeting them. The gentleman who coordinated this he's amazing. His name is Ethan Lewis, and yes, he is working very closely with me, and he's the one who lined up everyone you see and is in charge of bringing in my interns and doing a lot of incredible things around our campaign as a leader. And that's exactly what he is. Like I said, it's this group that will fuel this campaign. And so we love it. Thank you, but I want to introduce you.
I'm Ryan. I came here from Wilmington to be a part of this, and I'm happy to be here.
And he is our finance guy.
My name's Sanaya Pruitt. I came here from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, you have an interest in politics. Yes.
I'm Nevaeh, and I'm from Rock Hill, and I'm happy to be here as well.
I'm Tia. I'm from Fort Mill, and I'm happy to be here with the 5th District.
Okay, so without further ado, this beautiful MC that you've all been enjoying this evening is Suzette Williams. And she is a childhood friend of mine. We grew up seeing each other every day from growing up until now. We separated quite a while. Then she moved to Charlotte and had a little bit of time on her hands and agreed to help me with something that she loves to do among so many other things, and she does so well. But just to let you know, we've known each other forever. So Suzette Williams, and I thank you so much, Suzette, for everything. Appreciate you. So guys, you're gonna walk away this evening, thank you so much, okay, with gift bags. And the reason that I brought them up is because everything in here means something. It's a challenge. I already gave you one challenge to go around and take photographs of all the things you see that you know money has been flowing into this state. And we can just go ahead and say Democrats did that. Yeah. All right? Now, it's saying that, but we want all the people to recognize that and to want to do something as well. This little thing I have in here, I read somewhere that there were 3 powerful words that had been researched, I guess with some of those swing states, to get people out to vote. And it's funny that these 3 words motivate people. It's not you need to vote, you gotta vote, you want to vote. It's 3 simple words called be a voter. So in your bags, I gave you a couple be a voter stickers. But you'll remember that, so when you see them, you just utilize that in your terminology. Be a voter. It is shown to really make a difference. Now, of course, this, vote Democrat. Everyone will get a sticker that's life-size. No, that says vote Democrat. That means something. Then, of course, you'll get a decal from me. And I actually have something else very special for you that we should have maybe had you holding up. You got that box with the signs? So each one of you will walk out of here with a great idea that was given to me by none other than Ethan Lewis. And we're going to use everywhere we go. And it is hand signs, so you'll be able to have those and a decal. And then, because this is a very special month, and we as Democrat, and I think everyone should be accepting and loving of everyone, no matter who they are, who they love, where they live, what their race, anything. So because this is Pride Month, everyone will go away with a pin to represent Pride Month. And then you have one more little pin from me, which should be a little pen. And then finally, the most important thing that we can all do, that I've made for my own staff, but that I want each and every one of you that's here to walk away with, it is a lanyard that has register on both sides. Because that's where it's at. We got to motivate and move people who've been sitting on those sidelines, and then we got to register people now. Our biggest concerns are making sure that people haven't been put off the rolls for small things like moving across the street or, stuff like that. But we want to just make sure they're aware that you got to check it out and make sure, because while we don't get a lot of noise here in this state, things are going on. And it's my child and grandchildren that are feeling the effects of it. And my child is a grown woman, but she's feeling the direct effects of these decisions that have been made that concern my grandchild. So we got to change it, and together we can do it. Thank you again for coming out. I appreciate you. I just want to say one more thing. I saw this quote in a devotion that I did, and I love it. It's from Mother Teresa. And what she said is something I take to heart, and I think that this applies to everyone. It's a very simple statement. And it says, "A life not lived for others is not a life at all." That's it.
Amen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.